Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. This is Solutions. This is Solutions with your host, Michael. I'm your producer, Andre. Michael, say something to the people.
Oh, we live?
We
Hey,
live.
welcome to another edition of Solution. I am your host, Michael. We have a show for you tonight. Hopefully, all of this, y'all leave away with something valuable from SS. So, without further ado, tonight we're gonna talk about, we're gonna keep it in the same theme, cryptocurrency, in particular, Big Daddy, Bitcoin. And tonight we're gonna focus on the Lightning Network, what it is, how it works, and why is this important? So let's get into it. All right, Mr. Producer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All
yes,
right.
sir.
So where should we start off with?
So,
Lightning
Lightning-
Network, right?
So really and truly, first thing I'm saying, let's greet everybody. Thank you for coming, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure as you come in, do me a favor and go ahead and like the video, hit the subscribe button because there's going to be a lot of good information coming up, or lots of good information coming up. So hello to Shelly in the chat. Now,
Hello.
really, what I really want to know, first thing I really want to know, what is Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like, honestly,
Bitcoin.
what is it?
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin, in a nutshell, it is hard money. It is a store of value. It is it's digital gold.
Digital
If
gold.
that makes sense. Digital gold. For those who, most people understand Bitcoin to be money. So for those people, it's understood to be money from most people don't even understand what money is, but it is a form of currency.
Right.
That's the financial side of it. I mean, everything about it is finance, but there are utilities that is a byproduct of the Bitcoin technology. So that's what we're gonna focus on tonight, and doing this, people will get a better understanding of what it is, because to understand Bitcoin and to just say it is money, most people are going to be like, well, I can't touch it. How it come about, and then you don't tell them you mine it, and they'll be like, well, from a mine out in Africa or South America. No, it's mined on computers. So I find that it's better to just go in depth into. So one better way to do this is the Lightning Network.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna kind of dive into Lightning Network, what it is, how it works, and hopefully we can help some people understand better doing that. So Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all missed last week's show, my first show, I kind of just going to monologue about me and crypto and Bitcoin and all of that. So this week, hopefully, those who are present can get a better understanding. I got some feedback, and that was people need some examples and all of that. So
Right. Before you go any further, if that video is up on urbancountryfilms.com in Dre's Corner. So if you did miss last week and you want to, if what is being said right here is a little bit past, and you want to go back to the original, just go back to urbancountryfilms.com. In Dre's Corner, you're gonna see that video right there. Solutions first episode. Sorry to cut you, Michael. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, man. So with that said, most people right now, especially now, because something that was 8,000. It was at 2,000 at one point last year. Around about this time, it bounces, and then it was 8,000, 9,000. It was somewhere around there, and now it was at 40,000 at one point. So obviously, it's generating some kind of buzz. Right. The last time it did this was back in 2016, 2017. Most people weren't aware of it because it was more in the people who in the know kind of feel. It was in the technical, and at the same time, Lamestream was kind of demonizing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as I said, I've been paying attention to Bitcoin since 2011. I got involved in 2013, 2015, research, risk, all of that. And in doing my research, I understood what the premise from the white paper to the pundits and all of that. So I understand the premise, but I still needed to fully understand how everything works. So I started looking on all of the technology that's being built, the projects that's being built on top of the technology. And one of the problems, so let me back up a little bit. So Bitcoin on its own, if you want to do large money transaction, you can use Bitcoin and do it, and you wouldn't really have any problems, because when you do a transaction like that, you expect some kind of latency. If you deposit, like right now, if you do a wire, if you do it before 3, you get the same day, or you understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing. But say you was trying to buy a cup of coffee with Bitcoin, then you have a problem, because you can, brew 10 cups of coffee and the transaction still wouldn't have been completed. So the core team, they needed something to make that aspect of Bitcoin more user friendly.
The quarantine, what is that?
Yeah, so you have developers that are working on the Bitcoin network, and they work on the Bitcoin core, and they have all of this is open source. It's public information. You can go on the bitcoin.org page, or you can go on the GitHub page for Bitcoin, and you see everybody who's working on there, open tickets, complaints, all of that kind of stuff. So the technology needed to, it's a term called scalability. So it wasn't scalable, and in order to make it scalable, which means make it faster, they developed it's called a side chain, or the Lightning Network. It run on top of the Bitcoin core. And how it works, it's supposed to run independent of the network, so it wouldn't. It's kind of like a diversion.
Michael.
I'm trying to give it, because
you're losing me. You're losing me, Michael. You're talking to me like you're talking to a scientist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's all right. So basically, Bitcoin on its own, it's low You know, it's heavy, it's cumbersome. And the lightning, and you know, the name lightning, so it's lighter and it's faster. So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
basically, I can put it in the terms of, I don't know, communication, cable. Like if you look at a cable wire, you have the cable, the wire that's running that the communication run through, like this wire here, you know, like this a cable wire,
Uh huh.
and you have the cable. So this would be Bitcoin.
The cable itself.
Yeah, the whole cable would be Bitcoin,
Okay.
but it's heavy. It can't support itself. So they put a wire on top of this, and they call it the messenger wire.
Okay.
And they would hang this instead of the cable. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the same concept. Bitcoin is too cumbersome. It would require a lot of energy. So the Lightning Network work in a way where people who are making small transaction can conduct a transaction without affecting the whole network, because like I said, it's all about speed. So if you trying to do a transaction, the computers don't see a big or a small transaction, it just see transactions. And if it require the divulgence of time, it's going to do it regardless. You know what I'm saying? And it holds, it slows up the mainnet. So the developers created this project that's called the Lightning. There are a few companies working on the Lightning network, to make it, you know, more user friendly.
A few.
Now,
Okay.
before I go in depth in the Lightning network, there's some misconceptions about Bitcoin. Um, you know, one of the things that we were talking about is scamming.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people, associate Bitcoin
With
to
scam.
scamming.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing about that is that scammers use cash. You understand what I'm saying? You don't see people running around complaining that, oh, you know, scammers, um, cash is for scammers. But what happened is when something is new and smart people start talking about it, then people who's trying to make some money, want to seem smart or just want to make some money, will trust other people, because we have this tendency to not want to look dumb. So we go along to get along, and when it comes to money, we don't really ask a lot of questions about stuff. And even if we do, if we hear some jargon that is foreign, especially with the technology that is new, we're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I don't understand. All you're gonna hear is, give me $1, you can make 10.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Right.
And
Right.
in the case of Bitcoin, if you don't own your key, you don't own your Bitcoin.
If you don't own your who,
Your key.
what is a key?
Your key is the private key, the key that you get when you get a Bitcoin. You get like 50 something characters.
Yeah, that whole long thing that you log in.
Yeah.
Yo, interesting story. Interesting story, real quick. I know someone that bought into Bitcoin a long time ago, and misplaced that key that you're talking about. Can't get in, and the phone that key was associated with or whatever is no longer, and Bitcoin is up to $40,000 last week.
Yeah, watch that person, because that person gonna jump off of a roof when they figure out that money is gone.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
no, no, no. That person. Yeah, that person already figured out that money's gone. Like
okay.
it's gone, 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 gone. Yeah. He said, watch that person, because once you lose that key, you're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
So here, here. All right. So for example, to keep my Bitcoin, if somebody should find, I can show this because ain't nobody gonna get their hand on it. But
what you mean? No, 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 no. Take it off the screen. Take it off the screen, bro. Take it off the screen.
no, no, no. It's fine. It's fine. It's not really anything.
Okay.
But all right. So you gotta put your money, your Bitcoin on something like this. This is a Ledger wallet. This is a wallet. So if you can't remember your code, remember this. You have this. I mean, if you forget the code for this, you're gonna have to remember the order in which you write something like this down, because you're gonna have to enter all of that into this to retrieve your stuff, and you got to do it in the order it's set in here.
Wow.
So that's how you could retrieve your cryptocurrency. Now, one of my goal, my aim is to educate people, because what's gonna happen is Bitcoin is going to hit mainstream, and you have a lot of people. I've entered into a lot of debate with a lot of people who have either a financial background, or they got some acronym behind their name, so they're what we call smart people.
Yeah.
And they will tell you it is a stock, it is a commodity, it is a security, it is all of that. It can operate like that. You and I was talking today, and you said, hey, Bitcoin, it's a coin. I see the coin, but we only see the tail. What's the head look like? What's on the other side of it? What's on the other side of Bitcoin is, it's a technology. And, aside from the scamming, like I said, we're going to try to clear that up, because it's just get one of those and figure out how to get your cryptocurrency on it, and have like a ton of these things, and just write down your password and a whole bunch of stuff, so you cannot misplace it. Have a backup for your backup. Because what it is the creators or the inventor of Bitcoin realized that the financial system on which we live is screwing people, and they wanted a way for people to control their own wealth, their own finances, their own bank, your own everything. When it comes to money, you don't have to ask for permission. Nobody can come and confiscate what you have. And if you so choose, you can tell them how much you have, how much you want to pay in taxes, and you can completely be a financial ghost. Nobody can, you don't need to, whatever.
So that's from my understanding. That's why really a lot of people, a lot of techie type people. I mean, I call them techie. You might call them something else, but
Yeah.
to me, techie type people kind of they know about they know about this, and they're kind of on the ends of it, and they can use it to kind of manipulate. If you understand what I'm trying to say, kind of.
Well, you see, here's the thing, and I always say this. If you find somebody who claimed to be an expert in Bitcoin, and their experience is beyond 2015, they're a bunch of liars. Because the people who were involved in Bitcoin back in those days are gamers, people who gamers, streamers, people who are hardcore. It's
Programmers and
a
things
like
like
a
that.
hacking community,
Yeah.
gamer community, that kind of stuff. So those people, they they don't care. They just play around and they get told you gonna get some tokens and all of that. And then after like 2016, you start having the investor side, the tech with money, like low budget Elon Musk type of people that kind of was watching the technology but didn't want to get involved because they don't know it's risky, it's new, it's crazy. But then they starting to realize that it's taking leg and the market cap is over a certain amount of money. Where once it once you hit a certain market cap, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna stay there. Like when it was $20,000, ain't no way it's gonna go back to a dollar. You understand what I'm saying? So once those people starting to put money into it, in the 2017, there are things called ICOs, initial coin offering, and you, you could just say, hey, my company's putting a stick in a hole, buy my coin, and people are just throwing money at it.
Right.
And that's why there are lots of people who are making who's making money. By the way, before I go any further, anybody who's watching right now, I predict Bitcoin is going to be at least 150,000 per at the end of this year.
You heard it here, guys. You heard it here.
And if you spend $1 right now, you can do the math. $20, $50. Refund. We call it stimulus checks.
Yeah. Stimulus checks. Dump your
Use
stimulus
one of
check.
your dependents. If you got 2 dependents, put one of your dependents on. Just spend some money on Bitcoin.
Let me put this disclaimer out there. So for the powers to be, because we haven't moved to the other side yet. So this is not financial advice.
Nope.
This is for entertainment purposes.
Purposes only. Yep.
Continue.
All right. So yeah. So so there is I just wanted to give out some entertainment, some free entertainment advice.
Right.
There is a token that I've been watching since the end of 2018. It is called Alpha Delta Alpha, ADA Cardano. That was it was less than 15 cents, and it's at like 38 cents right now. Now, the reason I'm mentioning that, because people can go and check out the website, see what it's about, and kind of have an understanding of how this thing works. Cardano is built on the Ethereum platform, but it's still a cryptocurrency, and it's the promise of what the technology is about is why I like it, and I'm mentioning it. Now,
and that was
Lightning.
ADA Cardano, correct?
Yeah.
You guys got to hear first, guys.
Yeah. So and like I said, these things is like a lot of people talk about investing in stocks, and and there is a industry or a culture that operate parallel to the stock market, but have better returns, better strategies, it's still, when it comes to money, it is still risky, and that's why I just, like, I don't spend more than $50 here, or on a project that I like, outside of Bitcoin.
Now, I
But
see. We definitely, you definitely gotta mention the. I mean, talk about the investment side of the coin, because that's what everybody knows, right? But
invest,
yeah, the investments, right? Like that's what everybody knows.
yeah,
But
I,
but
and then
but really and truly, what I really I'm very curious about is, more of the. I guess I'm really intrigued about the network type of things, the network side of things.
yeah, and you see the the investment side of things is not going anywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I also have to kind of give a little bit of shout out, because it's not like we're supposed to be on, we're talking about the Lightning Network, but we got to get some backstory on how everything work and all of that kind of stuff, so
Right.
that people, once you starting to do your own research, it will make sense to you. Because for me, when I first got involved in this, and they starting to talk about scaling and all of these jargon, solidity, and I didn't know any of these things. There's a, it's funny, there's a strategy, like, where it's you borrow money, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
you borrow, you lend, you hold, you get paid to borrow.
You got paid tomorrow. Hold on, real quick.
There's a strategy that you get paid to borrow, and for like months, I'm like, I'm not messing with that, because that's crazy. How you get paid
Paid tomorrow.
to borrow?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Hold on, real quick, before you explain that. You have a comment there.
yeah,
Maybe she was away when I know you touched on it, but a commenter said, any advice for someone who lost their 12-letter keywords and password after buying Bitcoin 4 years ago?
okay. Well, you can retrieve your Bitcoin if you know where it was. Like,
So you,
if you know what, if you got it on an exchange, and you have your private key.
no, but the private key is the 12-letter one, right?
No, 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 no. You key. Um. Hold a second. Let me show you what a key looks like.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll be able to help somebody here.
Now, because of QR code reader and all of them kind of things, you can now get something like this.
Yeah,
But
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
but
That's the
this
new
is
wave. But what
this
what
is just,
happens if you lose that?
huh?
What happens if you lose that?
I just told you.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have it.
You
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
But you key. This is what your key looks like. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
It's a whole bunch. All of that is your key.
Wow.
So if you lose that, and there's no way you can regenerate it. But what happened is, if you have Bitcoin, it's always on the ledger. You can always see it. You can always see how many Bitcoin is in circulation. You can see what Bitcoin, like, if you should send a transaction right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I received it, you can follow what I do with that Bitcoin, because you send it to that address, and that address belonged to me.
Well, wait a minute. I thought this was all supposed to be like untraceable to where the government can't track it and nobody can't trace it and nobody can't.
No, 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 no. You see, there's a lot of the 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 Bitcoin and crypto. it's on a open source public ledger. So it's always there. Like any exchange you go on, you're gonna see how much Bitcoin, you're gonna see how many is in circulation, what the market cap is, what the volume is, and all of that. So you're gonna see it. If you send me a Bitcoin, like I was saying, and I received it, you can see my address, and you know that you send it to me because you know me personally.
So that's the verification. Okay, I got you.
No, it's not a verification. I'm just saying, like, you're looking at a computer screen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So every transaction that
so
is
it's still there.
Every transaction on the computers on the Bitcoin network you can see it.
It's a real thing.
And you can follow my Bitcoin, but if I don't want you to follow my Bitcoin, the minute I get it from you, I can move it somewhere else and be lost in the sea of.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get. I now.
It's
I
not like it's like you give somebody $1 and they tie it on a piece of string and you follow in that piece of string and then you turn your head and they throw it somewhere else and you're like, where is it? Or they throw it in a pile of a whole bunch of other dollars and now you're like, where the hell is that dollar was following? The point is that the ledger is always public. And it's like that because you can't tell me that, I send the money. I don't know how you didn't get it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna work. And then, so with that said, we can get into the Lightning. Now, the Lightning Network also has a feature where you and I, it's supposed to be peer-to-peer transaction. So, and how the Lightning Network set up is, if we're gonna spend some money, the system, you have to have some money, I have to have some money, and depending on who is buying from whom, the system is gonna hold both of us money. And anybody break the deal, you know what I'm saying? Like if you buy something from me and then in the middle you decide after we agree and virtual handshake, and then you back out, the system is gonna keep you honest by paying me. You know what I'm saying? Because you agree.
Because you agreed already.
Yeah. So that's also the thing with it is it eliminates the need to trust anybody, and that's one of the things why I said this is something that we need to I need to get involved, and kind of let people know, because now it's going to be in front of everybody, and I know how we are. Something seems feasible, we're gonna jump on it. And I don't know if you heard about Robinhood, because Robinhood is one of them thing, and they say, oh, Robinhood's starting to sell cryptocurrency now. And a whole bunch of people started buying crypto through Robinhood.
I'm telling you their name that they was gonna rob you.
Right. Yes, Robinhood is one of the biggest. Robinhood, this dude, the dude who run Robinhood, just a little backstory. After 9/11, he run a charity, and after 9/11, where they say no U.S. company can't do any business with any Middle East charity because they're gonna be branded as Al Qaeda or whatever. So they give Robinhood the job to disperse any kind of donation going into the Middle East, and now this dude who runs a charity is a multi-billionaire.
Wow.
But the company started doing, they sell stocks and all kind of stuff. So they get crypto on their platform and stocks and all of that, and a whole bunch of people, because they can do it on their phones, buy a lot of stocks and run up into companies that the news came out at 9 that this company is solvent, but the stock shot up, and these people went and spent their money like if you hear a company is bankrupt or filing for bankrupt or going into bankrupt or something bankrupt, why would you spend your money and buy the stocks? You wouldn't in a normal circumstance, but because somehow this company is going bankrupt, and I can tell you too, the airlines, when COVID just happened, that was what got Robinhood in trouble because a bunch of people lost their money. One dude commit suicide.
Wow. Wow.
And that's why I'm doing my part to educate those who are interested before you get your money into somebody else's hand. Make sure that you're armed with some knowledge so that when they start talking nonsense to your ear, at least you can hear that, you know what, this crazy Rasta man on a TV show or radio show or internet show did say this and that don't make no sense. So no, you understand?
Real deal, Papa.
Yeah, nah, do that. You understand? And that's all this is about. And then for those who want to be more involved, then can reach out and then we can figure out how to do this, because at the end of the day, brother, each one teach one. You understand?
Right.
And I've been blessed to be able to be armed with this knowledge.
Wealth of knowledge.
When it first, I was in Texas in 2017, and you have this guy, little side story. I used to be on Wall Street. I don't know. I told you, right? One of my friend, he was doing a thing down there, and because you it's like a boiler room type deal.
Right.
This was back in the 90s, so you kind of get a feel of finances, and then I got into learning about trading in stocks and all of that, and I decided that if it's not a sure thing, like somebody come and tell me, hey, we manipulating this stock and you can guarantee you're gonna make some money, I don't get involved in stocks because it's gambling. I don't care how lucky,
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it is gambling. When you figure out, you see all of these people like on, what's that, CNBC, the Financial Challenge. You got one dude, Mad Kramer or some shit. A lot of these people need to go to jail. It's funny. Same dude, Kramer, I think it was. I don't want to lie because we're on this thing, but
Kramer, the wild one. The wild one, man. He was the star of the show, pretty much.
He was bad mouthing Bitcoin, talking all kind of shit about Bitcoin and all of that kind of stuff, and it came out like he let somebody sucker him into putting his money into some kind of crypto. So the whole thing was like, yo, so you badmouth Bitcoin and put your money into some shitcoin.
Some shitcoin.
If crypto is, you see, and this is the beauty about this thing, is that we're in a time where there's a shift. And because in the 2017, 2016, them time, there's a bunch of brand new Bitcoin millionaire on the scenes.
Yes.
And the paradigm has shifted. And these people, they spend the past few years trying to artificially suppress Bitcoin by bad mouthing it, bad pressing it, and also using their money to hodl. JP Morgan, the dude, I think his name is Jamie Dimon.
No.
He also talks shit about Bitcoin. And if you look now, he changed. And this is the thing, like you and I, if we come out and say something that is beyond incorrect, criminally incorrect, because when you're playing with people's life savings and shit like that, that's criminal.
Yeah, especially with intent to it.
Yeah, and then you come and be like, oh, now we're investing in Bitcoin. They're like, hey, but less than a year ago or a little over a year ago, you were saying this shit. It don't make any sense. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right. And you're the financial guy that people are supposed to listen to.
And then, but the thing is, when you make the shift and you're starting to hold it, you don't come out and with the same enthusiasm and be like, yo, everybody jump into Bitcoin. Because why? Because they're trying to figure out a way how they can maintain the status quo with them being the
top dog.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's a
that's
great
not gonna
equalizer. That's the thing. You know, what I've come to realize is that this whole, when you look at the coins, the good ones, the trying to, let's talk about Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. When you look at when you look at the overall picture, it's a very tried and true, and it's a great equalizer. And especially for us as a people, because us as a people have been under a certain amount of oppression, and
financial.
Financial.
Intentional. And
Right,
it's intentional.
Because of all the other things, and there's a lot of talk of reparations, and there's a lot of talk of all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But when you look at this, and when you take in the fact that how we work as a people, right? As a people, we work. We work.
We're cogs, slave,
Yeah.
whatever. But we work.
We work.
Yeah.
So if we were to apply some of that work into this, what I see what is about to unfold.
It's not about to, it is going on. It's just that we over here have been suppressing the information. Are the powers that be are playing politics with other places and things that are coming out of other places to our demise. You understand what I'm saying? And if we were paying attention to Bitcoin when it was $1, this thing was $1, and I started shouting about this thing when it was $300.
Right.
And people are looking at me like, Bitcoin, what? I don't understand. I say, you don't have to understand it. The thing that sold me was, it's here to replace money. That's it. I'm like, okay, I know, because I've been hearing that we're living on a fiat system. And when you find out what the fiat system is, and then we came off the gold standard, and now they're trying to Bretton Woods, there's a new Bretton Woods and all kind of thing. And when you look into these things and you say, well, hold on a second. All right, all of that is a whole bunch of rich people doing their thing. But then there's a whole bunch of other rich people saying that these rich people need to die, and this is what is going to kill them. Bitcoin is going to kill the current financial system.
Yeah.
And when you look at people who were instrumental in the strategies that a lot of people make money off of in the 80s, and these people are now walking away because they're like, yo, a lot of the things that they're doing on Wall Street, people go to jail just for suggesting that shit. And now this shit is legal. This is all kind of madness, and the shit is gonna hit the fan at some point, and there is a need. And this is what 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever he is, came out and did this. But I don't want to leave, because it's about Lightning Network.
Right.
Now, the Lightning Network, as its name says, it's a network. It is a network that people can utilize. Now, you can set up a Lightning Network at your home. You can set up a Lightning node for personal business. We can set up a Lightning node and we can do all kind of transaction, and everything that we get paid in is converted to crypto, Bitcoin specifically, based on the Lightning node that we're running. You control it, so every time you get paid, you can set up a way where you can get paid in cash and it's converted to Bitcoin. It's a lot of technicalities, but it is possible. And you can run your Lightning node. Now, the Lightning node, when you're running the Lightning node, basically you have your bank in your house. So if your house is about to be on fire, you're gonna have to consider some shit. You gotta pick your kids up.
You use this term like just you gotta understand, like you gotta bring it down for us a little bit, man, because
all right.
What is a node?
All right, so a node is just basically a lack of a better word, a computer. Okay. A dedicated computer that is tasked with doing one job and one job only.
Okay.
So
you're saying we can you're saying that we could I can set up a network. We can set up a network of nodes.
No. Yeah. All right. So we can set up a network of nodes, or we can set up a network. You remember I told you there are 3 companies that running the Bitcoin Lightning network.
Okay.
Everything will operate on top of the Bitcoin mainnet. Node, if you're running like a node, your own node, you're just dealing with you, and you're not really broadcasting anything. You're just receiving your data, your information, your Bitcoin, and you're on a network where you can provide some kind of service and help the system scale and be more scalable. So it help the system to run faster in that way. But as far as transacting, you're not doing any kind of transaction. Nobody's running any transaction to your node, and you're not getting any residual. Now, there is a Lightning network where you set up your own dish and set up your own communication and be on the node, the network like that. That's completely different from running a separate node. You understand? Okay. Now, this involves getting more than just a Raspberry Pi. You need the dish, the LMD, the computer, all of that stuff.
Okay.
So, but the Lightning network, it helps to make the Bitcoin software operate more freely. But that is not why I'm focusing on the Lightning network, is because there are opportunities for those who right now are sitting at home with nothing to do.
Right. And that's really what I want to get to, because that, like the name of your show is Solutions, you know. And like you expressed to me earlier, is that if for lack of a better term, like you said earlier, if we're not going to be able to provide solutions and provide some kind of actual help for our people, there's no sense in what we're actually doing.
Yeah, and that's why, like I said, this is actually a tangible stuff. And what the promise of this Lightning network is that if you own or running your network, the beauty about this is that anybody can get involved in it. And if you're technically inclined, this is an area where you can excel, because along with the Bitcoin, there is the blockchain. Bitcoin is a blockchain. It's the first blockchain, but there's blockchain technology, and not even the most seasoned IT or computer scientists or whatever, they don't understand it. So anybody who tell you that they're, a pro in blockchain technology and they have more than 5-year experience, I wouldn't even trust them if they say they have more than 3 years experience, because it's relatively new. If you right now Google blockchain jobs, I guarantee you that the average job is going to be in the 75, somewhere around there range. You know, so I'm saying 75,000 range.
You're talking about hourly position.
Yeah, blockchain. job, yeah, and it will be 75,000 a year or whatever. I don't know. It's a high paying good job because there's nobody out there really doing it, and in this field there are lots of people that are looking for blockchain professionals. And what happened is, in the technical world, even if you are a seasoned IT person, you still gonna have to go learn a new code, a new language to do IT. So if somebody who like to twiddle with these things, if you can spend 50 minutes on this thing in your own world, you can go learn, learn.
Wait a minute. So what we're saying right now is that if we can master the phone and master how to go through these apps and master how to download this and then we...
Yeah, because Solidity is the code that most blockchain use, and in Solidity, it is one on GitHub or on Ethereum mainnet or on the Bitcoin's mainnet, and it's pretty much cut and paste. You just copy and paste.
Right. And but you're not talking about the investment part of you're not talking about investments right now.
No, I'm not talking nothing about investment. I'm talking about people out of work, and I know, like, sitting in front of a computer is not my thing. I can do some things, but if you tell me I got to do this, then something just go off in my head, and then it's, laborious.
So,
but
before you finish up, I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. Is what you're saying that with this technology coming that's here right now, there's really nobody learning it, but everybody has to, in order for it to... Anything that's here, there's going to be some kind of work that it's going to need hands somewhere.
If you, in the next 5 years, if you get into a car that have any kind of Wi-Fi, anything, chances are you're dealing with blockchain. If you turn on a light switch in the future, you're dealing with blockchain. If you go to vote in the future, you're dealing with blockchain. They already talk about it. They hint about it in the last craziness that's going on. They're like, well, why don't you just use blockchain? It's secure, safe, can't hack, you can't.
Yeah.
So the point is, all of this, everything in blockchain is being written on a new code that only a few people understand, because even the most seasoned technical person have to learn, because this crazy Canadian kid wrote the code and it's only been around since like 2015. So because what happened is, when Bitcoin was the first blockchain, and this Russian kid from out of Canada, first he was with a company that wrote the magazine, and then he started doing his own thing, and he figured out, and he created another part of another technology, and he writes some codes, and he called it Ethereum, and it's, some people said it was Bitcoin 2.0, some people say it's gonna replace Bitcoin, but it cannot, because it can't operate independently. But from the birth of Ethereum comes a whole bunch of projects that are blockchain on the blockchain, and these projects are written in Solidity code that most technical people don't even know or even understand. But basically, it is a cut and paste thing once you understand how it works.
Right.
And everything is on GitHub, so you don't need to go to no college. There's a place called I think it's DApp. Oh, that's another thing, DApps. So decentralized application. So we have apps now, and decentralized application. So there's a DApp University that they teach you how to do these things, And like I said, a lot of people. I'm catering more for the 12 to 25 year old because they're more
Savvy.
so. But if you understand how to use a smartphone and you can figure out a smartphone pretty fast, then because that's the other thing that is crypto based is everything is coming to one of these things. These things that we're doing, they're pretty much obsolete. So, so yeah. So along and with the Lightning Network, you can for under I show you this to you. You can get the hardware that you need, and if you understand low voltage electronics, you can create all of these things. It's a hobby that potentially can make you money while you're sleeping after you get all of this stuff. And the Lightning Network is the easiest way, and there's no easy way to really make money. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the easiest way in this, like when I sit down and I'm like, all right, so now you come big and you say you're gonna find solutions, and this is what it's all about. And so, what solution can you provide with this Bitcoin thing? And the easiest thing I say is Lightning Network. Outside of buying and holding Bitcoin right now, Lightning Network. There are other things you can do, but when it comes to finances and putting your money out there, everything have risk. So before you get risky, you know what I'm saying, understand. And the thing is, it's a nice little hobby, and you can learn and earn while you're learning and get a better understanding of how this thing works. And hone your Bitcoin skill, because this technology is not going anywhere. And I'd rather our people be a part of the main core of Bitcoin, either knowledge-wise, where you can, advise the ones that follow you, or you're well informed. So when you decide to store your money in a crypto space, you don't run with what the government come out, because they're gonna come out with their own coin and say, hey, this is government coin. And you understand that even though it is crypto, you understand the difference between centralized and decentralized and all of these things, because we've been operating in a crypto space for years.
What do you
Some
mean?
banks,
What do you mean we've been operating in the crypto space for years? What the hell do you mean?
You use a credit card, don't you?
Yeah.
When the last time you really see money, like you outside of like maybe $100? You know what I'm saying? If you go to the bank right now, there's a lot of banks that you go to, they don't tell us there. Why you think that is?
Whoa.
You understand what I'm saying?
I don't like talking to this. Like, I love talking to this dude, but sometimes I don't like talking to this dude because he hits you with so much, like, wow, really? No, but
then you see, this is the thing. Like, people, they throw jargon onto stuff that we're already doing because they want to get you all confused. But you've been. I mean, when they do the switch, you're not going to realize it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing that we're going to run into, that the people who are in the know are gonna have their kids making money, doing stuff that we could have been doing, but now we just are back. Either we're back in our house, living off of the stimulus money, and we go into the bank and we're making our deposits, and you go to the bank and they tell you, well, nowadays everything is traceable and this guy that you spend $100 with, guess what? He got locked up for selling weed. So we think you're buying weed. So we're going to shut off your money. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be able to see what you're doing. They're doing it in China already. What people don't realize, China and India do not use cash. They eliminate cash. And that is coming to a location near you pretty soon.
Yeah. So guys, what you need to take out of this is that it's not going anywhere. The technology is not going anywhere. It's a great equalizer, and we as a people have an awesome opportunity right now.
This is the only time in history that anybody alive, that the average person can be a millionaire or control his or her own financial destiny.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a mathematician or a financial strategist or none of them kind of things. And a little bit of caveat too. One of those, their foreparents, I think it's Abe Lincoln or one of them from way back them time, says the republic ends, and don't quote, the republic ends when the state start giving away money. So I just want people to think about that. You know what I'm saying? He said way back then, the republic ends when the state start giving away money, which means that, you know, they're talking about, hey, that's $600. That shit ain't nothing. So here's a scenario. Imagine tomorrow they come and they say, hey, you know what? We're going to give you that $2,000 you're asking for. And then right after, they say, you know what? We're going to start a new Brentwood agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And that $2,000 that you got, guess what?
It ain't worth shit.
It ain't worth shit.
It ain't worth shit. The Republic, you do have a comment. You have a couple of comments. Says great show. Thanks, great info. Says the Republic ended this year, and
I believe so.
You know, I'm not gonna delve into the word believe. I'm gonna look at the facts.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna look at the facts, but the facts are all pointing in that direction. The facts are all pointing in that direction. With that being said, guys, learn something about the Lightning Network. Do some research.
Yes. And if you want, like I said, anybody who are interested, I have no problem in forwarding information. You know, helping out. You know, it's each one teach one. I'm bringing back FUBU, them bonnet for us, by us. You understand? We it's time now for us to use the tools that are available, and in another 5 years, there are no excuses.
None. Zero.
None. Not even if you ain't got no money. I just said Bitcoin is going to be $150,000 by October. I'm even cutting it back, October, because it might go less than that. Because what happened is there's always a 20% pullback.
Yeah.
On Bitcoin. Just pay attention. Every time there's a 20% pullback, buy Bitcoin.
It's like that pullback reminds me of like when you pull back the slingshot.
The slingshot.
Yeah. You understand?
Drum box slingshot. When you reach that, so you let it go.
Yeah.
Always I gonna take off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look, Bitcoin, if you pull up the Bitcoin chart, every time it make it 20%, it
go
shot
up higher. Yeah.
It shot up every time.
Guys.
Every time.
Guys, you're not gonna get this information from nowhere else.
Nowhere else. Without them telling you, buy a coin, join my school.
Right. Absolutely.
Hit me up on Patreon. or some shit like that.
This is solutions.
Yes, solution. Now give them a solution for, you know, the end of the republic solution.
It's every Wednesday night,
Every Wednesday night.
9 o'clock,
9, yeah.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Time.
Because a worldwide thing.
Thing, you see it.
Is it?